us safe? We keep us safe. We keep us safe. We keep us safe. We keep us safe. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now.
And they have a pretty healthy police presence all the way up there. You guys can see all the way up there. Blocking up the intersections up front and to the rear, all the way back on the other side of the motorcade. I'll cut through here. That's the fire department back there. I know. Oh, they're going the other direction. That's good. See if I can talk to folks. How y'all doing? You mind saying hi? You mind saying hi? What brings you all out here? Yeah. No, you're good. Do the little ones? What do they think? Do they understand kind of like what's going on? Right. But it's good. It's good for them to see what's happening out here. And I know a lot of people were concerned. They're like, "What? There's children out there." I'm like, "Well, it's a very peaceful march, and chance to see that you." Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for taking the time. I appreciate it. Take care. Bye, y'all. See you guys. So hopefully you guys can hear that. Like I said, I'm running the mic right now just because the wind was bad, but if the wind's not going to be terrible, I might just cut the mic off. You guys got to remember, though, the road, they filed for a protest permit for this right now. So keep that in mind, that the police have actually blocked off the road all the way up here to make this a safe march. So they went ahead and laid out the route that they were going to go. And let the police know, so they're ahead of everybody to make sure no one, people don't drive through the crowd. So they went through the proper channels. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Hopefully, in the comments, if it's too hot on the mic, let me know, because I'm gonna cut the mic here for a minute, just so you guys can go off, or my handheld. Let me know if you guys can still hear it though. Can you guys still hear it okay? Yeah, this is Elizabeth City, North Carolina. All right, cool.
We want freedom, freedom. All these crooked police. We don't need them, need them. We want justice, justice. Freedom. All these crooked police. We don't need them, need them. Touch one, touch all. 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 Fist up, fist up, fight back. Fist up, fight back.
Yeah, you can see, like I said over here, they got all the access points blocked out. It's hot out here.
I'm gonna say ECPD, you can't have, y'all committed homicide.
How you doing?
I'm gonna say ECPD,
Oh, thanks.
you can't have, y'all committed homicide.
Hey, hey. So I'm just giving you guys a vantage point here. What's going on in the back of the line? While I get my gear dialed in here so that we can have a there we go. All right. Okay, we're in business. Give me a second, yo. Look at the police. Talk amongst yourselves. Cool, we're charging again. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there, yo. All right. Now we're doing pretty good. The process here.
Get the snaps out the back, you know. All right. Look at the back right here on the side. All
Yeah, he's 42 years old.
So we know there ain't no such thing as a good cop, right? And the only way they can be a good cop, right, is that they do what? Take that badge off. 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 Hey, say his name. 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 Even if they don't release the tape, we know that they murdered our brother. We know they murdered our brother, right? We don't need 20 seconds. We know they killed our brother. We know the sheriff department is guilty of murder. Right? They killed our brother. That's why we out here today, right? So we want to get some police violence not only in Elizabeth City, but wherever black people are in this country. Right? So the police in my hood, police in your hood, police in my hood, police in your hood, ain't no good. Police in your hood, ain't no good. Police in your hood, ain't no good. They don't arrest me. They don't arrest me. Arrest the police. Indict the police. Indict the police. Indict the police. Arrest the police. Arrest the police. Now make some noise. Hey, we may act like we're in some funeral procession. You know what I mean? We got to show these people that we ain't gonna take it no more. Feel me? Because I came from Greenville, North Carolina, and I got to understand it. They touched one of my brothers in Elizabeth City. They touched one of my brothers in Greenville, North Carolina. You feel me? We got to understand that no matter where we are connected. We are family. We are family. Some people gonna call us outside agitators, right? That's what some people want. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Some of these company Negroes don't want outside help. You know what I mean? They don't want outside help. We want to let y'all know that we're not here to cause anything. We here to support the people wholeheartedly. We are nothing but the custodians of the people. That means that we came down here to do whatever it is that is necessary for y'all. Nothing else. We are fighting for y'all leadership. And that's what we're here for. Because we want y'all to know that we stand in total solidarity with the people of Elizabeth City. Oh, all right. Everybody, y'all want to keep it on moving? So what we do? Police in my hood.
Hey, if everyone in here share the stream, I'd appreciate it.
Homicide. You can't hide, you commit homicide. You can't hide, you committed homicide.
There you did. There you did.
So you guys keep in mind, it's 7:15 right now. They got that 8 o'clock curfew in play. So we're gonna see what happens on the last night. They were pulling people out and arresting folks.
Take that badge off. 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 Take that badge off.
I'll take one more. Thank you so much. How you feel about all this, sir?
It's a worthy cause. Somebody got to do it.
It's a worthy cause. Somebody got to do it. Appreciate it. What are we hoping to accomplish today?
Well, we just want to see what's it. Show us the tape.
Right.
Yeah. And let them fall where they meant.
There it is. All right, thank you. Let's focus on the road there. Thank you very much. See, like you guys said, for people that keep asking, so we're in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. This march is about, like a gentleman was just saying, about the lack of release of body cam footage and the officer-involved shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. And they've allowed 20 seconds of the clip to be released, but everyone's going to have the full clip. Is where you're going to hear a lot. 20 seconds is not enough. Another thing to keep in mind: in town right now, there's an 8 o'clock curfew, which is where you're seeing these standoffs with the police and the riot police here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. This march was prearranged and cleared with the city, which is why you see the police up front there and in the back, and then blocking off all the side streets. So you can get protest permits, which is, sorry about that, I gave you guys sick there. Quick, man, my fault. But, hey, I can't control the chat, guys. But I would ask that you guys know my standards here. No hate speech. Stop. No one needs to incite any kind of, any violent talk. None of that's going to be put up with. And if you're trolling, you'll just be thrown out. You know what I mean? We don't need that. It's a place to come. I mean, share your opinions, but if you're being a douchebag, you don't be one. So that's simple facts of life right there, y'all.
Arrest the police! Arrest the police! Arrest the police! Arrest the police! Slavery did a title war. America was never great. Slavery did a title war. America was never great. Slavery did a title war. America was never great. America was never great. America was never great. Slavery did a title war. America was never great.
Ooh, share the stream, y'all. So we're creeping up on that curfew. We got about 40 minutes until curfew hits. And we'll see where it goes from there. Like I said last night, there was a scrum line with the police, the riot police, and people in the protest, and people were being arrested. So they are doing at least some efforts. Yes, they did get a permit to do this for this march, for this protest, which is why they have the police escort. They laid out the route that they were going to take and the time, so the police knew, so they could provide an escort to make sure that it was safely done and avoid any kind of incidents with anybody driving into the crowd. I want to see this flag real quick. Come up. Can I take a look at your flag here? Take a screenshot of that for me if you would. Thank you. You don't see this too often. You know what I mean? Normally, like, anytime you see like a BLM anything, like you don't see American flags usually. And so there it is. What brings you two out? Like, tell me what is. I mean, you just obviously have a different view of things, and I appreciate it.
And that's not just a person you live with, but and I know you.
I love you.
I have to know you to love you all day, every day. So, we want peace.
Thank you for sharing. God bless. So again, that's something rare you don't see too often, man. Like, I think that's progress right there. Honestly, that feels like progress to me. Usually you see American flags being burned, you know what I mean, at most protests that I've been at for the last year. But now we're seeing a drawing of the two. And like she said, we're all God's children, love each other. And as a community, like a global community, that we can respect each other and appreciate one another. So it's good to hear that sentiment. Yeah, if you guys are getting wind in the camera, man, it's just, I can't help that too much. I know it was tough to hear just because Honestly, I don't even know where the microphone is on this thing. It's everywhere. We're just in kind of an open area here, so the wind's blowing a little bit. Yeah, so bear with the wind, y'all. I hear what you guys are saying. Yeah, I know. That's tough to hear people sometimes, especially with the masks. So, while we got a moment here, though, I'd ask that everybody set yourself up as a subscriber over on Facebook. Keep in mind we have subscriber-only services that we offer, subscriber-only videos, chats, and opportunities to be a part of the growing community that helps make all this possible. Because like I said, we're 10 toes down on this thing now. So both feet in, full time on this. So it's it's nerve-wracking, but we're here. We're out here. We're doing it. So I'm good, Eddie. This is work, you know what I mean? But it's also like something that I feel is vital and important. You know what I mean? We need to see what's going on because we've seen major media already portraying this as like as a violent mob, and you know that it's a destructive crew, and that's not at all. I mean, all too often, that's not what you experience when you come out and see it for yourself. What I find interesting is a lot of people want me to basically corroborate that mentality, that thought process that like, oh, this is a dangerous, violent crowd, you know. But if anything, you guys look at what you're seeing in front of you. And if you hear me contradicting what you're seeing, call me on it, okay? I want that. You know, hold me to a level. But I feel pretty confident that you're not going to hear me pitching something that I don't see for myself. So, and my facts may not always be 100%, but that's what you guys are here for. That's what this whole watch community is about, you know? A chance for, right now we have, 500-600 people across the board, or however many, that are able to check facts and see what's going on and kind of let us all know, if there's things that we're missing, if there's things we need to hear, let me know. Thank you, Dara. I agree. It is worth becoming a supporter. So I got a little water in my pocket. We'll be okay. My buddy Kelly wants me to come back in the middle of next month to go to South Carolina for a little bit. I'm entertaining it, but it's already pretty hot. Chris is saying that it's peaceful now. Wait till the sun goes down. I mean, there it is. Someone just said mainstream media sticks up for the protesters. Well, I stick up for the truth. So that's what I'm out here for. It is a violent mob, CJ. That is all you look for. They follow a violent crowd. Steven, I don't even know what that means, man. Figure out what you're trying to say, then re-say it so that we can all understand it. Or go somewhere else. What's interesting is that people have this sense of foreboding, like they expect this to go away. Like almost willing it to go that direction. It's like the annex lot for it. It's like the sheriff's lot or something. So Diana Conway over on Facebook says there hasn't been any violence in the town. Facts. From what I've seen so far, there hasn't been any destruction or violence. You're not seeing buildings boarded up. I mean, there was that would be false. There are a couple that I saw pretty far outside of town, but we're outside of the downtown area.
Police. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. And they don't get no peace. And they don't get no peace. And they don't get no peace. No peace. No peace. No peace. Police. 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 Divided we fall. 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 Be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people.
That was the sheriff's. Looks like the sheriff's parking lot, or their sheriff's. Whatever, wherever they keep their vehicles. Because there's an animal control vehicle in there as well. How you doing? Thank you, Clint. Appreciate that, man. Ooh, you guys mind talking for a second? Right. What do you guys feel about everything going on right now? So far, it has been, yeah? Yeah. Right. What do you feel about the reason that everyone's out here with the body cam footage?
I haven't actually seen the body cam footage.
Well, that's what everyone's marching about, is about the release of the body cam, the full footage, other than the 20 seconds that they've released. They've said they're not going to. They've denied that, yeah. You do? Okay, yeah. Right. Do you see many police involved homicides in Elizabeth City? No? 15 years you haven't seen this. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, thank you for your time. You guys can check it out on live right now on CJTV. Feel free to jump in. All right, take it easy. If y'all have questions, I ask that you would go ahead and pose them. I mean, there's going to be trolls everywhere, guys. We can't control that. A lot of people that are new to the channel that don't understand what I'm all about and what our community is all about, which is about inclusion and understanding, education, So Stephen, you're incredibly wrong. Stephen Manning. Nope. You're entirely wrong. What you're going to find is outside of a lot of these areas where you deal with a lot of like block individuals, the Black Bloc and Antifa, when it comes down to situations like this is community protesting. They don't want to kick people out. They want to raise awareness for what they're doing here. People want to talk. They want to have an exposure. They need a platform, which is why they invite people out to places like this. There's a big difference. You guys will see a huge difference between Seattle, Portland, and a lot of other places where what they're doing, they don't want anyone to see. They don't want anyone around. They don't want any press. They don't want anybody media. They don't want that. But out here, and there are going to be people that probably don't want people. But I can tell you right now that most of these folks, they want that platform to be here for them. You know, we've been invited out to places for Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Jacob Blake, the families they're in. You know, they were inviting people out, inviting media, inviting press, because they wanted to have that platform raised. They wanted exposure. So that's what we're working on. We're just letting everyone see it for themselves. So Stephen, got to tell you you're wrong, bud. But yeah, hey, you guys don't jump on Stephen's case. He's speaking his piece. That's his opinion, his view. And I'm just happy to set you straight as to how it is for me personally. So yeah, no, this is a safe place, Stephen. Sorry, someone's gonna have to coach me up. Honestly, I feel bad. I don't even know what sea lining is. And you're right, I've tried to cover as many as possible. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful. Excuse me.
So my brother right here just informed me that we standing in front of right here. We standing in one of the police officer's house right here. Now we're not gonna do nothing. We're not gonna destroy nothing, and we ain't gonna damage nothing on the property, right? But we ain't about to make some noise though. The police in my hood. Ain't no good. Police in my hood. Ain't no good. Police in y'all. Ain't no good. Police in y'all. Ain't no good. Arrest me. Arrest the police. 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 Indict the police. Indict the police. Police in my hood. Police in my hood. Police in y'all hood. Ain't no good. Police in y'all hood. Ain't no good. Police in East End. Ain't no good. Don't arrest me. Arrest the police. Don't arrest me. Arrest the police. Justice. Freedom. All these crooked police. We don't need them. All these crooked police. We don't need them. I'm gonna do this right here. I'm gonna say, show me what democracy looks like. Y'all want it yourself. When I say democracy. I'm gonna say, show me what hypocrisy looks like. Y'all wanted to pick house. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what hypocrisy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. Show me what hypocrisy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. What do we say on that? We say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. 5, 6, 7, 8. America was never great. No. Let's rock out with this one, y'all.
No, it's one of the. I don't know if it's a particular officer's house. Or if it's one of the officers involved in the shooting.
How's it going?
Good, how are you? Hot. Hotter than I was expecting.
Take that badge off! 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 Andrew Brown! 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 Say your name, you say which one. Say your name. They probably paid her to do that.
So keep in mind, guys, we're about 20 minutes shy of that curfew that they were talking about. Also want to thank everybody that's willing to make those donations, or contributions, and help make these travels possible. Because like I said, we're full-time this now. You know, we're all the way in. And in order for us to get to where we need to get, it's going to be, viewer funding. So I appreciate everybody who's helped making this possible. And again, contributions are greatly appreciated, but also I would really encourage y'all to come. We're trying to hit a goal right now for supporters. I said it's $4.99, cost of a cup of coffee a month, and gives you access to a lot of supporter perks and benefits that we're offering. So appreciate y'all.
Get these pigs off my back. Get these pigs off my back. Get this system off my back. Get this system off my back. Say his name. Andrew Brown. 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 Andrew Brown. Let's run. 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 Let's run.
So this is the officer that's been kind of conducting the street team, letting everybody know what's what. I don't know if he's a sergeant or whatever his role is. Well, it's going to be difficult with the car crew, and they're going to try to come down here. A big shout out to everyone over on Twitch with that hype train, getting things rolling. Much love. My Twitch crew over there. Jeremy, no, I think they're just moving in. Oh, there you go. He's going to have to get out the way. There you go. All right. So, yeah, like I said, the gentleman out in the SUV is kind of conducting their road crew. So, got them out the way. That's good. They avoided a problem there. That's good. But, yeah, big shout out to the squad over on Twitch. Tammy's running things over there. You guys are amazing. I encourage everyone to hop over on Twitch as well. Set it up. It's twitch.tv or, yeah, Twitch. Someone can post it in the links. Twitch.com/CJTV Media, I believe, is where you can find that on Twitch. It's just a super cool community, interactive, and pretty healthy. I mean, pretty healthy. It's a good place. Everyone over my YouTube squad as well. You guys, thanks for holding it down over there. I know most folks are watching on TV. So that's one of the other perks to going over to YouTube. You can just pull that right up on your TV and, you know, stay up to date as to what's going on. Set up notifications, especially in situations out here where when things cut in and out. That way you get notified when I come back up if I cut out for any reason.
I'm not worried that he's gone. This is a monumental moment for us to do that. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing.
What was that? If anybody could explain that to me, I would greatly appreciate knowing what that's all about. I had never seen anything like that before. That was creepy as hell. Came around the corner, looked like a jetpack or a bomb. Man, these old North Carolina houses are beautiful. Share the page, y'all. We're creeping up on that 8 o'clock curfew, and that's when things might get spicy. immediately I'm intrigued by this house and terrified. Look at this thing. I'm gonna come back here and just do a real estate tour. Look at this place. I don't know what neighborhood we're in right now, but it's definitely like one of the older established neighborhoods from this area. I said you got all these side streets. Like I said, this is what happens when they get a permit. So they're able to do this without there being a threat of no cars coming through here.
Enough is enough. 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 Enough is enough.
These places, man.
Enough is enough. Enough.
Come back here just for the neighborhood.
I tell them what you say when you say to the police, don't get that badge off. I say, how you go?
I say, take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
What?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
What?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
What?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
What?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
Say what?
Take that badge off.
Oh man, he said they got to speed up. I was like, slow down. Can't keep up. So again, to be clear, protest permits. When you get that protest permit, you'll see things where they lay out the map route, where they're going to go, what time they're going to go there. And you'll see they have the police escort on the far side, on all the side streets, the front and the back. The police are in the back side there and all the way up front here. So for people that were curious about, like, you know, being in the streets and traffic and all that, keep in mind that this is pre-planned. So yeah, the two tanks in that pole are really weird.
Will never be divided. Will never be divided. Will never be divided. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. If they don't get no peace. If they don't get no peace. No peace. No peace. Police. 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 Ain't no good. Ain't no good.
A scooter for CJ. That'd be a bad idea. Oh, this is just like an artist, like a hotel that got turned into an artist community, but it's super cool. I appreciate that. I mean, I got like 25 pounds in my bag. All right, we're at level 5 on that hype train, y'all, over on Twitch. Let's keep that running. Crushing the hype train. Thank you for all my mods over there, for Tammy, killing it on the hype trains. You guys are amazing. And if you want to find out what hype train is, come on over to Twitch. Check it out. That's a sentiment we can all agree on. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. A screenshot.
Which one?
Which one?
Which one? Which one?
We got MSM out here. I gotta give me one of these posts over here. What's interesting is you don't see any of the MSM really out here doing anything to cover anything leading up to the evening events, the curfew. Sarge is up there just chiefing a cigar.
Everybody look up. Everybody look up. This is called colonial occupation. Anytime black and brown people come together, the police always come to shut it down. And that's why we down here saying what? Take the badge off. 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 Yo, Skills. Take the badge off. Take the badge off.
Man, there's a lot of police on that roof.
Ain't no good.
I can't control the comments. Peculiar.
Ain't no good. Ain't no good. Arrest the police. Arrest the police.
Arrest the police.
Remember, guys, you can turn off comments. You don't have to look at them. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. If the comments are, any one of the platforms are not, something that you're appreciating, turn them off. Just turn them off. You can just watch what's happening, listen to what's happening, and experience that for yourself. You know what I mean? We're in Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
It was assassination attempt, right?
I'm gonna have to do a segment on BLM and what people are commonly saying and assuming about Black Lives Matter. Because when you see this Black Lives Matter flag, immediately it triggers a thought about BLM, the organization. And what you need to appreciate is that everybody has internalized and personalized what that means to them for themselves. So I would hope that we can look past what that means to you and appreciate what that means to other people. You know what I mean? And so when you see that, I understand that some people might have a knee-jerk reaction, but let's not let your reactions take you away from responding. And a response is what you really need to do. And responding in kind and understanding and try to figure out what it means to individuals. You know what I mean? Because right now, you see a lot of people that, are throwing a lot of shade at Black Lives Matter. But you've got Black Lives Matter, the movement. You've got different facets of people that are out here repping for Black lives. And it doesn't mean the same for everybody. You got a lot of people that aren't with BLM, the organization, that are Black folks that are pushing for racial equality. And you got a lot of white people that are doing the same thing. But you also got a lot of people that are stuck in a stigma about what BLM means. So let's step away from that, okay? Let's step away from our, knee-jerk reactions, you guys.
You need to move back so we can see you right now. Have discipline. All right, hold on, y'all. That's what my brother got to say. Hold on. That's immoral. That's what he's doing. Well, I already know when I talk to you.
So 7:57.
It's on y'all. But at 8 o'clock,
All right, so what they're saying is in 2 minutes, curfew will be hitting effect.
Hey, we about to give y'all a number. Listen, this is very important that everybody put this number in their phone. How discipline? Oh, you gotta say yes. I got more power in my body than you. 1,000. Listen up. Got a bail fund here on the ground. You don't understand. Listen up for free. You don't serve the same dog. Keep the ball rolling for the next one. Over. Go to jail twice. We are going to bond you out for free. Ours is with a capital. Always got this person to show up in court and keep the ball rolling. Listen up for this number. Listen up for this number. The number is 2, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8, 5, 7, 1, 5. Let's get them out again, y'all. Listen up. Hey, listen. Y'all gonna be out here from now on to the law. Watch this number on your kids. Tell them what they have.
Hello? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm at I'm in North Carolina at a protest. Yeah, sorry. I was just taking a photo down right there.
Look here, corrupt bastard. Don't make us tell all your business where everybody is.
Y'all can do this and read out to me.
Yeah, I think they got it.
People power.
People power.
People power.
People power. People power. People power. People power. People power. People power. People power. People power. People power.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Call me back. Tune in on live right now. You go check it out.
Political power. Political power. Political power. Revolutionary 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 power. Power to the people. Power to the people. People power. People power. People power. People power.
Rooftop bitches.
Push it.
Rooftop bitches.
Still here, bitch. Yeah. Fuck, nigga.
They gonna come back in round 2.
Pull up, ho.
On the biggest beat.
All right, so it's officially 2 minutes past curfew. So it sounds like folks are trying to figure out what they're going to do. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're 2 minutes past curfew. They were locking people up last night, so I'm not sure how they're going to do it tonight. They said if you stay on the sidewalk, you'll be good. But, I mean, you got a lot of folks that are saying, like, you can't tell us where to be. The curfew is they just feel is unjust and shouldn't be out here at all in the first place. So I don't know if this is the police station or not right here. The one that we're looking at over here beside me. I'm gonna walk around a little bit and take a look. So bear with me. It would make sense though, because it looks kind of like a. Well, let's walk around to the front here. If it is the police station, it's kind of funny because they got a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts box out in front here. I'm not sure though. I mean, we'll see. But the Memorial Library is over here, and this is, yeah. How do you say that? Pasquotank? What? Pasquotank?
I'm not from here.
Well, you gave it a little twang, so it sounded proper. Pasquotank County Public Safety. So I'm guessing, yeah, that's probably the police station. Pasquotank? It's Tank. Okay, thank you. Is this the police station right here? Is this the Pasquotank police station? I thought it was a little bit further to the water. This is one of the. Yeah.
A couple of blocks that way.
Okay.
I got a picture of it last night.
Yeah. Oh, you were out here last night?
Yeah.
Well, they were arresting folks last night, though. Yeah.
I got 4 of them.
Did you deal with any heat?
We stayed in with all the protesters.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see the building that's got the 2 lights in front of it.
Gotcha.
It's the fire department, police department.
Fire and police.
Yeah.
Small city makes sense.
It's just a couple of blocks that way and a block that way. You'll see
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who are you guys with? Are you local?
I'm contracted with the news guys. We do kind of risk management.
Okay.
They have a certain amount of assets in place, so they assign somebody to do risk management. It's not really security; it's just assessing the situation.
Assessing. I got you. We're not allowed to say security for billing purposes.
It's not that. I mean, it's totally risk management, and it's career.
It's mitigating risks. I get it. I'm with it. There's times when I could do something like that.
I know.
Trying to find a spot to sit up here. So there's a lot of focus on those guys on the roof up there in the upper left-hand corner there. I'm guessing it's probably Elizabeth City entirely, the curfew. Let's see if I can find out for you real quick. So, I got a bunch of these up there. Move over here. All right, so it says right now that the Tuesday night they had several people arrested. Last night there was a handful. I think they said at least 3 people were arrested for violation of curfew. And what they're saying is disorderly conduct and accused of staying out, demonstrating past the city's 8 p.m. curfew. So far, I believe, as of Wednesday, 8 days. So we're creeping up. This is day 9 of the protest here in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. The people that were arrested, we have they released the names of everyone that was arrested, and those are online. But I'm saying that Elizabeth City, Hartford, Greensboro, Manteo, Windfall, Burlington, Elizabeth City. So it's locals, and not what you'd expect because it's not all young folks. There's people 50, 62, 39, 49, 25, 46, 29. So they're saying that these folks will be held until June 10th, according to Elizabeth City Police, unless they're bonded out, which it sounded like earlier they have that bond fund that they're going to use for people that get arrested tonight if they should get arrested for protesting. They said they don't owe anything back, just so long as they show up to court, keep the ball rolling as they were to do. So, but there is an 8 p.m. curfew that's in effect. That's been in effect for 10 minutes now. So technically, we're all in violation of curfew as it sits now. They said, well, from what they said out here, now I'm not seeing the actual. Somebody wants to send a link of the actual curfew ordinance. Steph, if you have that, if you would send it over to my other phone, I'd appreciate it. Would help me kind of break down. I could read that out and let people know. Or if there's a link, we can post that over here to what the actual curfew ordinance is, so we understand that a little bit better moving into this evening. And so they're saying that, they pulled the local businesses have actually, some of the folks we talked to earlier and whatnot, I asked about the curfew, and apparently on the news it said the same thing, that the curfew actually is worse for business in the city than if it weren't, because thus far this hasn't been a violent crowd, they haven't been destructive, but with the curfew now cutting off their ability to do late night service or evening services for restaurants, which are, we're just barely getting back into function. So situations like this, and then people want to go ahead and have the narrative of, well, the protesters shouldn't be out because then there wouldn't be a curfew, but then the protests out here would say it doesn't need to be a curfew. So because nothing is being damaged or destroyed. So It's a matter of opinion on that one. But the businesses, not all, but like there's a couple businesses actually. The one I went to earlier, but then I've seen a couple online here that actually released statements saying the same thing. Like Jim Nye, the owner of a restaurant, Hoppin' John's, he said that there are probably a couple other people in the country that have never heard of Elizabeth City until now, and that's unfortunate to hear about us in this light. But the business that I own is being affected negatively now due to the fact they've cut down the ability for people to actually come in the evening. So we see that time and time again. Seattle, we've seen it. Oh, here we go. We got the LRAD out. So in the LRAD, for those that haven't been with us, a long-range acoustic device, what they use it's used for sending out messages to the crowd, but it's also used as a crowd control device. More than just controlling the crowd through telling them what they have to do and what they are supposed to do, yada, yada, compliance things. It's also used when they do a high pitch, it's a super loud, like acoustic that they shoot out, and it comes in. It can be pretty deafening. Kenosha was one of the first places I saw it in full effect when it was just like ear piercing. But it could not actually, it very well couldn't be an LRAD. They might just have it, PA from the top from one of the squad cars. So, not exactly sure just yet. So we'll see. But if you guys would please share the stream, get it out there. Like I said, this is, what we were expecting was going to be an evening standoff. And as you can tell, it looks like more people are coming to join the crowd, walking up the side street here. If nothing more than curiosity might bring folks out. But people haven't cleared the street. A couple folks have gone home, but for the most part, there's still a good crowd out here. What brings you out? Do you mind talking? Excuse me, ma'am. Would you mind talking for a minute?
Being filmed and talking?
Yeah, well, you don't have to be on film. It's fine. You don't have to be on film. What brings you out?
I don't know that you're still not filming me.
No, I'm over here. You can look for yourself if you like. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. Well, if you don't want to talk, it's cool. I can't turn off the audio until it kind of defeats the purpose.
Not a great public speaker.
You don't know that until you spoke in public. See? It's been tested. Sorry to remind you. I apologize. Okay.
That's a weird
Yeah, it's 8:15 right now, so we're so apparently the curfew right now, just so you guys know, is so far as of 8:13, the police have given, as of 2 minutes ago, we've got, sorry, I want to say, the curfew's in effect from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. and the police have said they've given so far 3 warnings, which I've only heard the one. So, they might be being kind of quiet about how they're giving these warnings out, stating that people are in violation of a curfew. So, but you don't see, actually the police that were following the march have peeled off. You don't see them anywhere. So, we're in Elizabeth City, North Carolina right now. To answer that question. Said, Yes, he is. You know, I got a lot of people that are telling me I should do a thing on or do a thing on something else. I'm doing the best I can. You guys are one man crew. You know what I mean? With the accompaniment of an amazing mod team that has done a phenomenal job of helping support, you know, making this all possible. So big shout out to all of them. That being said, though, there's a lot of stuff that I want to cover. You know, it's tough because we're kind of a reactionary news situation outlet here. You know, media outlet. Kind of as stories happen, we get to where we can go. And there's so much happening right now that we don't really have a chance to slow down and you know, do kind of like content creation. So yeah. So that being said, it's kind of a matter of doing what I can. You know. So I appreciate you guys jumping in here and you know, supporting the stream. We're grinding. You know, I'm grinding out here. We're doing the best we can. Is DL Red?
This is the Portland Police Bureau.
That's exactly what it sounds like.
This has been deemed a riot. Get off of the mattress and go home.
El Red. So we'll see where this goes. You know? I'm gonna slide over here where I got a little more light. Clint, that's my next stop, actually. Sorry, I got a water off. Clint, I'll be there next, to tell you the truth. I got a water off, I apologize. Hold up. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting everything geared up. A little light action in case things crack off a little later. There we go. So I gotta check my battery life here for a moment. This thing's not even charging anymore. All right.
Check it out. See if the police got a way to get in on the other side.
I done heard of her. Yeah.
Almost done, y'all.
Yeah, and then the other intersection. Just stretch out.
Hey, note to self, if I get locked up, first person to call,
All right, give me a second here, guys. I'm just getting batteries all charged up. I'll be back in just a second. Appreciate you bearing with me here. I just got to make sure that I'm all juiced up. the evening should go the way that it could possibly go.
I just told her, I was like, I'm down here with the Charlotte Hill people. They're not. I guarantee you, it's going to be perfect. Not our and that's fucked up because you have to have donate money, and you got us there, and now you want to sit there and say, and then you got issues. And I don't even know what the fuck the issue is.
This is the Elizabeth City Police Department.
There we go.
You're in violation of the 8 p.m. curfew. You must leave the area immediately. If you refuse to leave the area, you will be arrested. North Carolina General Statute. Under North Carolina General Statute.
Here it comes. So there's the. Oh, you're good, man. Good.
Have you been here yet?
No.
They'll say this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You will be arrested.
Elrad, man.
Oh, they do tonight?
No, I'm just DJ Elrad. They always got like.
I thought you were saying they had one.
No.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Last night they came with force. Who he was?
Oh, CJ TV.
Is that yours?
Yeah, independent out of Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Washington?
Yeah.
How's Seattle now? Calm down ever?
I mean, yeah, yes and no, but it's kind of a, it just changed a lot, man. It's really different from this to what you see in Seattle, where it's all blocked, and like very exclusive. Like, you're not allowed in here. Like protests are very much like just for like, that group. Where it's like about exposure and about they want people to come out and like showcase if there's something to be said. They want voices to be heard, which I super appreciate because that's what I'm all about. Like the whole theory behind me is elevating voices. Like I usually have a microphone. I was going to interview as many people as possible. Yeah, actually, I handed them all out. Yeah, it's Phil CJ TV. Super easy to find. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook.
And you stream with no problems?
I wouldn't say no problems. I mean, there's always going to be some hang up. Like the signal kept dropping off through my Streamlabs earlier, so I got one of my mods. I went straight through Facebook, and then I have a mod go ahead and host a StreamYard for my other platforms to kind of like so I can get out because it's just the bitrate that can't hold up. What's your gig? What's
You get so funny. You get so funny. Yeah, buddy.
That's doing a live stream for Springer.
Oh, okay. Is it Springer?
No.
Oh,
Yes.
I ran it. That's cool. I ran it in Minneapolis.
I just wanted to give it because I know if I tell because I'm charging them.
You, bro.
And if other people start jumping on it, I know they'll want to.
Sure.
But then I got.
What was it? .com?
But then I got because somebody's here. And you can't allow you to run athletic today. He's got roughly the RTT.
Yeah.
They're awesome. This camera. I live here. It's all sort of coming out.
That's it, man. That's good. I mean, it's good to be out here showing it. That's great. And it's cool that you have an opportunity to do it. Like, I'm luckily I've got an amazing community, man. Like, because I
always wanted to do that, but I don't have the commitment.
I just 2 days ago left the job. So awesome.
Wow.
Doing full time, yeah. How are you, my friend? See you. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Whew. Yeah, but there's gonna a couple hours of that, right? Elrad. So I'm trying to juice up batteries here, guys. I've got, like I said, I got this guy. I'll show you what I'm rocking right now. I'll give you an inside scoop. This is what I'm doing. So this is behind the scenes stuff right here. So I got this Halo right here, right? Which you could jumpstart a battery with, a car battery. It's got like the actual outlet on the side here. So I'll plug in that. That's running the phone battery. And then I got these two guys plugged in here that are running my two backup batteries. A couple of my backup batteries here, the small guy and the not so small guy, which just came unplugged. It's a whole process. It's a whole thing, y'all. It's a whole thing. It takes effort to keep things running out here, as you can see. You know what I mean? If it weren't for my squad back, modding and doing it there, I'd still be, I'd be dead in the water right now probably. So much love to my squad doing the hard work on the back end, So, but yeah, there's more in the kit down here. I just can't get to it right now. So Trying to check out comments here as they come in. Oh, sorry, I was behind on comments. My bad. I was way behind on comments. You got that too, the charger? Yeah, thing's legit, man. It's yeah, it gets the job done in a big way. Here, I'm gonna sit down on the curb here for a minute and talk to you guys. I just gotta move all my stuff now. So hold up. Bear with me. I'll be back in a moment. Just a second. You already know. All right, slide this over here off the curb. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Okay. There we go. Makes charging a little bit easier. We're able to talk to you guys a little better. Okay. There we go. All right, we're out here. Whew. Drop this down a little bit. I mean, I feel like everybody out here is my friends. So far, we're doing good, you know. Any questions anyone has, feel free to ask. Now's a good time. Do you personally think that it's a good idea for the hold on, let me says I'm terrible at this, guys. Sorry, I'm gonna pin that. Stephanie, I missed that. Do I personally think it's a good idea to, I think it says departments release footage prior to trial closing of the case? Honestly, I think that they should. I think there should be transparency. I think it's an issue that we have to look at from kind of a macro view, which is that footage going to end up like releasing pertinent data? Is it going to end up? Is there sensitivity factors that are going to end up being affected by, by the release of that footage? But I don't think that it's not going to change the course of the case. You know what I mean? What happens on the footage is what happens. So, I think that we should have full access, especially in a situation. Now we gotta think about it from what's going on. Like, this is a homicide investigation at this point. There's a death involved in this, so it's not like a traffic stop that someone felt like they were talked to inappropriately. But even then, if you're involved in the case, you should have access to the footage. If you feel like you were in a situation where things went wrong, then you should have access to it. I would want that. And a lot of times you see people that are recording in their car and they ask them to stop recording, don't record, and things like that. I think that the body cam footage should be released. The family should have full access, at least. The family should have full access to that footage, and then they should be at the discretion to do what they want with it, because it's pertinent to them and their family. Especially when you have questions about the death of a family member. I mean, I can't imagine. Someone had a sign up earlier, and it said, "Wouldn't you want to know if it was your son?" And if it was a family member, yeah, they say over 60 minutes of video to release 20 seconds and a slap in the face. I would feel that way. Personalize it. That's what I would ask everyone to do. Personalize it. If it was you, how would you respond if it was your family? So, but to be clear, any of the mods, I'm only able to look at Facebook chat right now. So if you're on Twitch or YouTube and you have a pertinent question, Steph or anybody, if you could pin that on Facebook so I can see it, I'd appreciate it. It says, CJ being one of the first supporters and viewers, your viewers have changed a lot. I can't control the comments, you guys. I am. So the only thing I don't have watermark right now is my Facebook. So if you're watching this, if you're watching this, you're watching CJ TV. So, you got on YouTube and Twitch, it's watermarked right now, but on Facebook right now, we just don't have the bandwidth to do it. So I appreciate it. But we got StreamYard has got us going. So yeah, if they're rebroadcasting this, y'all, what's up? Shout out to anyone all around the nation or world where you might be watching from. You're watching CJ TV right now in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, not to be confused with Elizabethtown, North Carolina, which is where I thought I was coming into. So I picked an airport on the opposite side of the state to fly into this morning and ended up having to drive 5.5 hours to get here. So that was just dumb planning on my part. As I'm getting on the plane, I'm watching the feeds and I'm like, man, Elizabethtown, Elizabeth City. What are you talking about? And I realized I was going to the wrong place. Nah, yeah, I did see the tanks and the poles on that line. I don't know what those tanks were for on those poles, but it looked scary as hell. You should have been with me in Egypt 2011 to 2016 during the Arab Spring and the Revolution. Man, hey, Dominga Mallory, hit me up. I would love to talk about it. I was in Egypt in 2001. Wasn't 2011, but the Arab Spring uprising, man, that was insane. That actually, yeah, you're right. That revolutionized the way that live streaming is looked at, and it's evolved. And even this last year, things have changed a lot in the live stream world. With the exposure that it offers and the opportunity, I think, for people to be interactive with the media that they're watching. So I think that's really important too. People have forgotten that you don't have to just watch what's going on out here. You guys can ask questions. If there's people you want to talk to, you're free to talk to them, and you get a chance to be a part of the unbiased nature of the media that's taking place, at least from my standpoint. Though some of you might say otherwise, I believe that we're all entitled to an opportunity to see what's going on and not have people tell you what's happening. You can see it for yourself. So, yeah. Simple answer, yes. Go back and watch footage from Kenosha. I'm not sure what the question was, but had something to do with Kenosha. Keep the water out of the lines. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, there you go. It's very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what they're talking about. But I'm sure at this point they're probably curious about media, press, So, but yeah, we're doing,
That's his bag. My bag's right there.
I'll be back.
So yeah, we're just juicing up, getting the batteries running, making sure we're on the right page here, getting everything going. So, I'm 4 years old. Hi there, CJ. This is Jackson. I'm 4 years old. Oh, Sissy, is that your son? Clint Stoner said, "Come on, CJ. What's up, Clint?" I don't know what the question was. He was asking if you have ever been injured. Okay. Yes, I have been injured while filming. One of the worst one I got was in out in Portland. I was up down when the federal agents were there and the rapid deployment team. I was doing an interview and like from a fence like over here, like the federal fence, I'm just sitting there chatting and I look over and one of the federal agents pops up over the line and he's got one of those 40 millimeter cannons and he kind of looks at me. And it was an awkward moment because it was just me by myself. I'm just standing there with the person I was talking to and I look back and they're gone. And I look at him and I just shake my head. I was like, no, don't do that. And he shook his head. Yep, I'm doing that. Boom. And he shot me right in the hip. And it like knocked my feet out from underneath me, laid me down. I legit thought it broke my hip. I couldn't walk right for a while. Like I have a permanent bruise on my hip where it hit. I have the impact round too. The thing is like this big. I'm talking like the size of my palm, big ass rubber impact baton. And it just did me dirty. So yeah, that was probably the thing that hurt the most. But tear gas sucks, guys. Not as bad as pepper spray, I'll say that. Pepper spray just keeps burning and burning and burning. And I've been pepper sprayed a couple times by the police, actually. And then tear gassed by both police and the federal agents that were out there. So that's all rough, but it's not exactly, it's not lasting pain. I've been shot with all of the pepper bullets, the pepper rounds. Those things hurt. How my legs split open a little bit, but I haven't had any like lasting injuries that have like, I got close one time. That was the first time I watched YouTube. Okay. Yeah, you didn't see I died. You guys all released the footage from Portland from back in the day when I was out there. There's some crazy stuff that went down. Just some crazy stuff like you wouldn't believe. Like just the way some things happened. At one point, there was a guy. The federal agents had pushed everyone out of that area, the park. They were down the street. I'm talking like 3 blocks from where they were saying was like the the federal area, the federal occupied line, whatever. Pushed everybody out. I'm down the block. They had knocked the guy out. Boom, hit him. He went down. And I go to pick him up. I've got a gas mask on. And I go to pick him up. And I looked up and a federal agent swung his baton at my head like a billy, like straight up. I got a backpack right here. You can throw it in here. I got a couple extra water bottles left on here. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. No problem. You toss this in. Yeah, no problem. Throw it in there. He's like stunned on the pockets. So let y'all see what's going on here.
Police officers on the roof. You can get your hands off the roof. Back there, all the people out there, the protesters, they've been patient, they've been diligent. They have been peaceful. They have been barbaric. You have been wearing riot gear every night. And it's about maybe like 75 people out here, but that's a damn shame. Officers, hey, Mr. Old Sheriff, former sheriff, you can hear me. They call me Jackson Jackson because I'm about that action, sir. I'm about that action, sir. I know you want to look down and see who's talking, but I'm about that action. You violated my rights last night. I'm with the press. You'll have a class action lawsuit. You ain't got that much money. I know. Now you got a place to sleep out here. Got me in the black college. I got an issue with it. I need you to take administrative leave if you're tired. Go the fuck home and quit. Transfer County. I have a problem with you as an oppressor. You have a Confederate statue right by your building. You've been oppressing people, black people, minorities for years. Every time I walk in the courtroom, it's a whole bunch of people that look like me. Look down, I'm black and
This is
brown.
the Elizabeth City Police Department. You're in violation of the EM curfew. You must leave the area immediately. If you refuse to leave the area, you will be arrested for North Carolina General Statute. Under North Carolina General Statute, standing, sitting, or lying upon a highway or street is prohibited. If you do not disperse immediately, you will be arrested.
Fuck the police like NWA. We don't care. You're oppressing us, sir. We're peacefully protesting. Shut that megaphone the fuck up. You heard me? Shut it the fuck up. Mr. Former Sheriff, your boy, Tommy Wooten, they call him that like it's bad. I like the people they doing. I like my people. They say black and I am hell. They telling me. You have me locked the fuck up. Yo, you in a brand new car? Yo, that's how I know y'all not making no fucking money. That's how I know y'all not making no fucking money. They told me when I got in high school, I knew I was going to be one of the police officers. I know y'all ain't making no motherfucking money. You know why? That's wrapping up the black community, you stupid ass motherfuckers. How come there's retired and military people out here? Excuse me, military personnel, I apologize. But how come there's more black people in the fucking judicial system than there, and they make them half the population, sir? There are more white people, sorry about white people and black people, but there are more white people out there than black people out here, officer. You're oppressing them. You've been doing it. I can't believe the fact that my grandma is walking me today and telling me that she's trying to apply to Old Dominion. 54 years ago, and they denied her that she was black. You have white savages that oppressed my grandmother, living in a black house. I have a fucking issue. I have an issue, Gary Dixon, and you're not out here. I used to work for you, and I recruited black kids, all colored kids to come to this school. I have an issue. Bring your ass or take your ass back to the Jewish system. Boy Cooper, it's not that many black people out here. They're oppressing us. We're not slaves.
I have no idea.
Thank you, man.
I'll grab some water real quick. Yep. Good? Yeah. You got water? Oh.
You're like, I don't know, but I want to find. And then, like, you know, afterwards, you're just like, I'm good. Like, how does that work?
Since he asked, how many people do I think are here? I don't know. 75. like you said, I'm terrible with crowds, so I don't know. You guys, I'm terrible at adding numbers. I don't even know. 108? Damn. My man said 108. He just, there it is. That's impressive. 108. 1. 2. Working on 3. And 3. Whew. That is nice, actually. Man, I did forget to hydrate earlier. So it's chill out here right now, guys. No one is there to give COOs donuts and hugs. There actually is some Dunkin' Donuts chilling on the table over here. They had some coffee and donuts that was just sitting there. So, I mean, yeah, life matters. You know what I mean? We got to do our best to help people preserve it. You know what I mean? And it comes down to, respecting the fact that, everyone's got a family. Everyone's got someone who loves them. And if you don't think you do, I love you. So you're good there. Someone just said something that sometimes children are out because they try to keep the peace and tear gas. I don't think that's why the kids come out. I think that legitimately there's people who want their kids to be exposed to a movement. They want them to see that there's something happening out here. They believe in the cause. They believe in why they're out here, and they feel that their children should be aware of the fact that they do have a voice, and they are allowed to speak, and they are allowed to share their views and opinions, and they're encouraged to do that. So Wanda, I'm working on it right now. Actually, we're working on the overnight arrangements. Like I said, this is last minute. So what's up to all my viewers on Twitch? I appreciate y'all being over there. Looks like we got some numbers up there. Appreciate you guys for real. Dude, that hype train was great. I love it. You guys are crushing it. I'm gonna check out some comments over on Twitch and talk to you guys. Sorry. So someone asked me if I could explain. Can you explain to your watchers how protest against police brutality goes? So yeah, it goes many different ways, but you guys realize that every protest isn't the same. Every march isn't the same. You see the ones that get like a lot of hype are going to be the ones that are going to be destructive and violent, right? But there's tons of other things that happen. Movement marches. There are exposure marches. There's situations like this where they're pushing for a cause. There's a specific message that they're pushing on this narrative for the fundamental background for this march right here. And it's about releasing that body cam footage, right? They have 20 seconds that's been released, and it took them forever to get that out. And someone even said it there, like it's a slap in the face, But if you look at protests other places, it's totally different vibe, because there's so many different ideologies that get caught up in these protests that people start doing things for their own belief and their own understanding and their own wants. And so that's when you start seeing violence and destruction. The sad part about that is everything else in that message gets lost because of that violence and destruction. Unless you're the person with the violence and destruction, you feel like that's what you wanted, then there you go. But yeah. So, but I think legitimately it comes down to this is community right here, guys. To be clear, this is community. This is not. This isn't people that hopped on a bus and came in just to stir stuff up and to be, Yeah. So direct action marches are different than like a protest march and things of that nature. They all vary. They all differ. But this is community. These are people that live here. Like I said, the arrest records the arrests that were released, there's people that were 60, 52, 48. They're not young people that are out here just looking to stir shit up. They're people that live in this community that are actually out here because they believe in what they're out here for. So there's a difference there. Like I said, I'm going to try to field some questions on Twitch real quick here. Let's see what's cracking over here. But as of right now, the streets are pretty chill. There's not a lot happening. Everything's laid back. I'm not sure if the police are going to come in force and tell people to leave. For the most part, there's a couple people in the street, but I think they're it's not a violent crowd. So be clear about that. I appreciate you guys understanding that not all protests are violent. So let's see what we got here. All right, so I'm going to hop into the chat over here on Twitch for a second, guys. If you don't know what Twitch is, it's actually a cool platform. You guys should check it out. Come on over and check it out. Still looks a little choppy on my end. What are you gonna do though? You know. So if you got any questions, let me know. She's good, man. My sister's good. People are wondering. She's actually taking care of my mom's right now. She got a knee replacement, so we're handling family stuff right now. It's just got battery envy over here. My man just showed up with like a straight up like an 18-wheeler battery. He plugged in this building's light source to this battery.
I got the smallest camera.
Seriously, man. It's like an 85-pound battery. I'm not even kidding. I gotta show you guys this battery over here. So this is that dude's battery. Looks like an end table. You could charge a small city block with that thing. And then I showed you guys my battery. What are you gonna do? It's a little bit jerky over on some of the other platforms. I apologize, guys. We're having to do a restream situation. There you go. Being anti-fascist while being fascist, you must wake up confused. Jason Kiwi says, there you go. Being anti-fascist while being fascist, you must wake up confused some afternoons. Yeah, what to address something. I think we can all agree that I think we're all anti-fascist except for anti. See, Oswald Olson. What's interesting, man, is that like we can all agree. So this is where the paradox comes in. Like I'm a very patriotic individual. I believe in my country, but I'm also very much against fascism. So, and I'm okay with saying that. People want to pigeonhole you, but you can't allow them to do that to you. You gotta live by your own set of beliefs and your own ethos. Behind me, I believe, is a Justice Center. So I think this is a courthouse behind me right here. Yeah, you can see down below there's a Twitch comment location, or the Twitch link is right there. So it's kind of laggy, so I'm gonna let it go for a minute. But what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Big shout out to everybody over on Twitch though. Everybody's just kind of in super chill mode right now, which is good, I'm trying to read these comments that are coming through pretty fast though. Again, I want to thank everybody for the support. I'm seeing some stuff coming over here. The support means the world, you guys. Like I said, we're full tilt right now, all hands on deck. So the contributions help make travel like this very possible. I suggest you guys source your media, source it. You know what I mean? Go to places where you'll be able to hear a different collection of voices and gather things. Shout out to places like PT News. For as much flack as people want to give, you're going to find a collection of different viewpoints, and I definitely recommend people go check that out. You've got some other independent streamers that are out there that are on the hustle. You see how I run into them at all over the country. You know what I mean? Unblocked is one you want to check out. My guy Jeremy, good dude. But yeah, so you guys realize that that's what this is all about for me. It's a chance to give you just a different vantage point, and I do my best to give you the eyes and ears of the street and to hear the voice of the people out here. So that being said, it doesn't have to be a single source of information. Decentralized media is the way to go. So I encourage everybody to exercise that opportunity. So, but as of right now, the police are down the block over here. You can kind of see them right there. And they're just chilling. They're doing their announcements about every 15 minutes, kind of letting people know, if you don't leave immediately, you're going to be in violation, yada, yada, yada. But honestly, I don't think they're going to be. This is not the crowd that I don't see them coming through and trying to push these folks at all. And they just seems a little bit more chill than that. So what's happening?
Are you streaming and everything?
Yeah. Just doing a Q&A with the stream right now. What's happening?
What's up? Yeah, I saw you filming earlier.
Yeah.
Coming over to
Grab a
say
seat.
hello.
Say hello.
Yeah. What kind of stream you got going?
Right now we're on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook.
What's your stream name?
CJTV.
CJ.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll look it up.
You should. You should.
Maybe I will.
Where can people find you?
I got a podcast. It's
Super cool.
called Above It All.
Above It All.
That is me.
Above It All. Check out that podcast, y'all. Jump in there and see what's happening.
So how long do you live here?
I live in Seattle.
You live in Seattle. Okay.
Yeah.
So when did you get here then?
This afternoon, early afternoon.
Really? Okay.
Flew in last night. Flew into the wrong city. I kept, for whatever reason, I put Elizabethtown in for it was just locked in my brain. So I was searching everything, last minute buy on the airfare. Ended up flying into Charlotte instead of like Raleigh.
Okay.
It'd have been better for me to fly into like Baltimore.
Sure.
But
Sure.
so I flew into like the farthest airport in North
Yeah, you
Carolina.
fucked up.
Totally. Yeah, totally fucked up. It was not the move.
Mm-hmm. So have you covered protests in Seattle before?
Oh yeah. Yeah. For the last year, yeah.
How does this compare, would you say?
I was just telling people about that. This is what a protest should be.
Sure.
This I feel is what they could be when they're not kind of dismantled and undermined by a lot of destructive viewpoints, and we see that a lot in the Northwest. You've got a lot of people that are out to, destroy some stuff. So even if it is a protest for any one cause, there's always going to be an underlying current that kind of like takes it another direction, and you start seeing violence and destruction. And this is not that. This is community. These are local folks that are out here for.
I believe this is day 9.
Day 9, yeah.
Yeah, I've been here since the first one.
Really?
Yep.
How's it been?
I live down the street from where the shooting happened. So when I read the news, I went over there and checked out whatever was going on.
And that's just up the block about 6 or 7 blocks.
Yeah,
out,
we were
right?
marching by there earlier.
Yeah, I saw they were painting a mural. We'll have to go check that out later on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How long are you staying? Oh,
I don't
sorry to
know.
interrupt you.
Yeah, you're golden. I fly back Saturday morning.
Okay.
So yeah, but I got to drive back to.
You got to
That's
drive
Charlotte.
all the way back. Okay.
Because that's how I travel, guys. That's how I get down. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize it until like literally right before I got on the plane. I was reading a feed and I was like, Elizabeth City. It's got to be close to Elizabethtown. And I almost want to say there was a voice beside me. It's like, they're 2 different places.
Yeah.
So I pulled it up on maps and I was like, oh, hot damn. Like it looked this far away on a map, which on a phone that's this big.
That's a while.
That's a long while, yeah.
Yeah.
So I botched that one. But I got to drive back. So I think Friday night, tomorrow night, probably, after whatever happens, I'll make that drive and get to the airport and fly back home.
Did you see any of the footage from last night or the night before?
I didn't see last night. I saw some from the night before. I didn't catch last night's yet because I was on a plane.
Yeah.
Driving.
Last night it got a little crazy.
Tell me about it.
The cops were just way more aggressive than the night before. They tackled a bunch of people.
Really?
Yep. They had like 3 dudes on one guy trying to arrest him. And like the guy was just saying like, stop it. He's just trying to like survive, and you've got these cops like just like pounding their like knees into him and like like really getting that pressure in there.
Was it just someone who was like in the street, or
yeah, someone who was just out past curfew?
Okay.
Like the curfew's at 8, but as you can see, they're not enforcing it until like 11ish.
Right.
Yeah, and then when they started enforcing it, they really enforce it. Like they go to town. And
this is the Elizabeth City Police Department. You're in violation of the 8 p.m.
They're watching right now. I think they're watching.
They're watching your stream too.
They are.
If you refuse to leave the area, you will
There's
be
a strong
arrested.
opinion from my
North Carolina General
compatriot to the
Statute.
left here.
Yeah.
North Carolina General Statute. Standing
So what's
city
the,
or lying upon a highway
what's it like here? Is
or
it
street
typically?
is prohibited.
I mean, have you seen any other
If you do not
protesters?
disperse immediately, you
We had
will be
some
arrested.
demonstrations last year when George Floyd was killed. Fun fact, actually, the sheriff, this guy that works here, Tommy Wooten.
Tommy Wooten. Okay, tell me about it.
He came to that demonstration that we did like late May last year about George Floyd, and he said nothing like this will ever happen in Elizabeth City. Y'all know me. I'm. Here's my personal cell phone number. If you ever have any problems with the police or anything, let me know. And then obviously something like that happens in Elizabeth City.
Yes.
And so like people start calling him, and he just hides. So he's basically been holed up in there. He's had
In this building right here.
Yep. That's why we're here.
Wait, is this a courthouse?
This is the public safety building where the sheriff's department is.
Oh.
The courthouse is actually right there across the street.
Oh.
Yep.
So this is kind of like the judicial block.
Yep. And the city hall is right down there.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's why we've been protesting out here. And that's why there's like cops on the roof and everything.
There's a lot of cops in that roof, actually.
Oh
from
yeah,
what I
and a
saw.
couple of them had like the thin blue line patches, you know, like the little crazy people.
Well, they're repping for them, you know, repping their crew, you know. So I mean, are they typically? I mean, I saw that they brought out like the riot police, and I saw some SWAT vans too. Like
they had buses. I saw it all. I dipped last night around when the buses came, and I was like, "Yo, I'm too high for this. I gotta go."
I can't do this right now.
No, yeah, they had like people with like tear gas, like grenade launchers, and like fucking
So I've been around a lot of that, but it's not been for a crowd like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's what is blowing. Like here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So would you say it's pretty common like this crowd?
This has been every like again, like I said, we've been. I don't know if I said this, but you know, we've been kind of organically getting out of here around 10, 11 anyway, right? So the curfew being 8 and they're not even enforcing it until like 10 or 11. So it's just like, all it's really doing is just like scaring everyone, right? Or at least attempting to scare everyone. But it's actually really funny because it's most of the people that are being scared. Actually, an article came out today. Most of the people that are scared are not the protesters, right? But it's everyone else.
Yeah.
So and everyone's not going shopping; they're staying home. And actually, all the local businesses here are pissed off because no one's going like and like Friday nights tomorrow, and people and COVID's starting to like get over, and like people are getting vaccinated, people want to go out. And then now there's this curfew, right? So now the mayor's got like the businesses that are pissed off, and then the protesters.
I saw that earlier. There was a lot of businesses that were like, "This is the curfew is worse for our businesses because we're just now getting back into the flow."
Yeah, exactly.
And we have a lot of like night service restaurants, and they're like, we can't even service our crowd. Exactly. And then I think so. Do you think, in your opinion, do you think that's a tactic that's being used by the police to turn a community against the protest? Because I know a lot of people would say like, well, the curfew wouldn't be here if the protesters would go home.
Yeah, it really depends on whether or not the store owner is like a piece of shit or not. Like, if there's someone who's supportive of the protest, chances are they were already. If there's someone who isn't, that's just another excuse. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to like change anyone's opinion, right? But it's going to like strengthen people's opinion. So if people were like somewhat negatively viewing the protest, this might make them go like, oh, fuck these protesters. You know what I mean? And like the other way around.
You got a lot of people that are like, I mean, that's how they feel about any protest. You know what I mean? And I've seen that all over the nation. There's people that are like, oh, you hear terms like, oh, these rioters.
Yeah,
like,
as you can see,
and I was like, and I had to correct a lot of people earlier. They were like, oh, wait till the sun goes down. And I was like, the sun's already going down.
Yeah, and again, y'all can watch footage from the last 2 nights, and it's like, again, this was like the last 2 nights we were at the bridge.
Right.
We were just chilling. Like, anyone who was here can tell you, we were just hanging out. We had people with their cars, like, playing music on the radio. Like, we were just kind of, like, chilling and having a good time for a couple hours, and then the fucking thugs come up. Yeah. And then they just start harassing us. So.
What's wild is, like, so I've been around a lot of protests in the course of the last year. And there was a middle ground there where I found myself really pulling away from protests because of what they were kind of turning into. And I even had to remind myself that, like, like, I kind of started getting in my own head about what the protests were. And then I forgot it. And I reminded myself that, like, it's about exposure and awareness, like a nonviolent protest of the people is exercising your amended rights to be out, to express your feelings and to try to showcase
what we've been doing.
Right. And I appreciate that, like, a lot of the tactics that are used are generalized to all people, all protests, when they're not all the same. And I think it's hard for
this is the Elizabeth City Police
these
Department.
guys to probably distinguish the difference.
These guys, I should also say, none of them are local police.
Really?
None of them, yeah. So North Carolina, like you said, you drove to Charlotte only.
It is.
So they've had people from 200 to 300 miles away in like school buses, busing in super soldiers with like military equipment, with all that bullshit. And the Pasco County Sheriff, these guys, they basically stay here and they don't do anything. But every other county in North Carolina, I think I've counted at least like 10 different counties in North Carolina. They all have their cars out here. They're all occupying like sections. They're driving around the city at all times. So actually, it's really interesting. Is the Elizabeth City Police is small, right? And they're like, and they are like the ones doing the loudspeaker. That's their like prerogative.
Sure.
But the people that they're coming in are like volunteer armies, basically, from just like across the state.
Okay. What do you think the ratio is? Law enforcement to protesters, like last night. What would you say?
Last night we had about when the riot cops came, if you were to look at this crowd, probably maybe this minus a couple people and maybe this minus 10
Less
people.
than this amount of crowd.
Yes, less than this.
I gotta show you guys again, like just so you can see what I'm talking about here. Like the numbers here are small. Like this is not a large crowd here by any stretch of the imagination. And if there was a smaller crowd than this last night, and you had like the full-on riot police out, that to me is yeah.
Yeah.
You're saying that everyone had already kind of like how everyone did it here. Everyone left the road.
So
Okay.
what happened actually was someone had said an ambulance was coming through, so we all got out of the road.
Okay.
An ambulance never came through, so I guess they just lied. The police lied about that.
Right.
So we were all just sitting on the sidewalk, and they kept doing that thing where they play it over the thing.
Yeah.
You are sitting in a street or a highway, and we're all like, no, we're not, right?
Right.
But they came and do it anyway. Like they're just there to exercise their Call of Duty fantasy world.
So what happens when they come in and they're not getting met with pushback? Again, people like we were talking about a second ago. This is a very different crowd than what you would see in Portland or Seattle.
This is a small city.
It's a small city, and this is community folks, local folks. They're not, they're not coming in from other cities to be a part of a protest where they're not here to have a standoff. I'll say it. That's what I can tell you from what I'm gathering here is I've been in many protests where it's people are suited and booted from the jump. They're ready they came because they're no, we're here for the standoff with the police. Whenever protest button hits, whenever the alarm goes off, the phones start blowing up saying it's a state of emergency, they're that's what we came for. But this is not that. Just to be clear, people are prepared. I have my gas mask,
Sure.
just in case. I'm sure you do too, probably. And most people out here are, at least have the impact goggles or something.
Yeah,
your PPE, but it's not a crowd where I feel incredibly relaxed. I would say.
Yeah, we got food, we got drink, we're just chilling.
Yeah, it's not and this is what I'm hoping to accomplish with what I'm doing with a lot of my streams is to showcase that there's a reality behind mainstream media and what people's conception of what's happening in the world right now. They see it because there's so many fear tactics that are tossed out. Oh, you guys the riots are about to start, and it's this is far
I got
from
people in my family that are blowing up my phone. Please don't be out at night, the rioters, and it's what are you talking about?
And that's something that's funny too, because you guys gotta appreciate too. Out here, we're not the target of a riotous crowd. Collateral damage will happen, and I was in Kenosha and throughout the entire time there, and we saw some terrible things, and that was some stuff that happened there that was terrible, and lives were lost. This is not that. You know what I mean? These marches, these protests. This one was actually organized. To be clear, earlier. One of the organizers of the march, they pre-organize it with the police department for a protest permit so they can have a police escort that blocks off all the perimeter streets, make sure that everybody's safe. So that is everything leading up to this. And then this is...
We got some motherfuckers.
Oh, there they go. They're right behind me up there. Let's see who these guys are here. I don't think you can see him up there, but... I don't think he's actually going to show any titties. If he does, I hope it's not nipple because then I would get kicked off of Twitch. Ooh. I don't know if you guys can see anybody up there, but they got.
Is that Wooten up there?
So Wooten is he the acting sheriff still?
Yep.
Okay.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine.
Uh-oh. It's a showdown. It's a showdown.
Show me yours and I'll show you mine. Yours are bigger than mine, but
I need my crowd. The numbers just shot up for whatever reason. Ooh, Waffle House sounds amazing.
We don't like looking at you.
Okay, you. Yes. Show me your titty.
I've got a picture. Yeah, this is the idea.
Y'all gonna lose your job.
Yeah, got a picture.
It's getting provocative in the streets out here, guys. Very provocative. She said, "I will lick that." I'm sorry, but this is all RX. If you guys remember Portland, I heard Waffle House too.
Come on down.
I can't tell.
You need to be arrested.
What's your pronoun? I can't tell. I'm just trying to.
He's up in that window. He don't like it.
I'm mad. I'm pissed off.
If you guys are all coming to the window, what are the other guys doing?
We can only see
But
from
that's
the waist
some
up.
cold-blooded
What
shit.
are
What
you
y'all did?
doing?
I'm not seeing the red link in my.
Now they're talking about us. They're talking about
What are
us.
you doing? You are, man. Hey, okay, I'm sorry. You don't have bigger titties than me. I apologize. Come back, sir, ma'am. Sir, ma'am. Sir, ma'am. Bring that slick back here. I see, okay. I see you. What are you doing?
I gotta pan around here for you guys. I'm gonna swing around so you guys can see what's going on. Jeez.
Show me yours. I'll show you.
I gotta get this battery out disconnected over here so I can zip this thing up.
No. No. Oh yeah. Bring Slick back. Come back. No, don't shut me out. Don't shut me
You
out.
don't get that on your
I
camera,
know you
man.
hear me.
No, they're looking. They're looking. They're looking.
I know you hear me. But if I can't see you, that means you can't see me neither, though. We both lose. What we gonna do now? How we gonna see each other? Can we go to this window? Go to this one.
Let me do this for you guys. I'm gonna give you a spin around here so we can.
Go to this window. It's okay. Oh wait, I'll be right here. Oh wait.
So they said that Wooten is like the acting sheriff, and they're saying that he's kind of typically held up in his building while all the other law enforcement is kind of the ones that are out here from out of state or out of county doing the work. But the LRAD down there apparently is the local man. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, they can suck my dick backwards. We know it. Why take your grandma downstairs steps? I have to stop this.
Said, what's your pronoun?
Did I? You think so? If I say I'm sorry, will y'all come back so we can see each other now? Guys, I fucked up, man.
Some feelings were hurt.
I fucked up, man. I don't know. That's the least you can do. Black folk and brown folk. I thought we was even Stevens because they could see me. I could see them. I couldn't even see each other. Shit was cool.
Hey guys, that goes all the way back to Portland. That's some RX jam right there.
You're right here. Like, who the fuck are you? I've never seen you a day in my life.
See, we're in the courthouse square here. So like this is the courthouse over here, and then you got the city hall down the street. This is the courthouse over here, and then you got the down the street. The other way is the city hall, and this is the Justice Center. I think is what they call it.
How long we get staring at each other, and then every time I look up, I look away. I'm just glad I can't see the fuckers up there. I want to freak people too.
Ooh, someone just said drone. That would be the jam right here. Let's take a look around here real quick. Well, they had, like, originally when we got here, they had several officers on the rooftops. I don't know if there's anybody up there still. And again, I don't know if they're doing this as a pun, but there it is. I'm not going to lie. I saw that, and then I just wondered if this was a police station, as a pun would be done. And I think it ended up being, that situation. So, man, I wish I had a drone right now. Oh, shit. I thought they were just smoking out.
Is it running hot?
Might want to pop that hood real quick, though. I don't know.
On the side that I was on or not? Okay, so it won't join out that we on. It's so remember the side that I was on. Am I facing them or are they behind? Smoke session. Okay. Well, that's been a hell of a.
For real. I saw you guys like, damn, they're having a safety meeting like on another level right now. Came out thick. Yeah, it does look like it's running a little hot. That's a given. Let's take a walk down here and look at what's going on with the police line. See what's going on with these guys. We'll do that real quick. Sorry, I'm gonna trip on this damn thing again. 1 second. We'll see if we can get these guys to talk to us, actually. Maybe I don't want to get too close to these folks down here. How you doing? I'm not sure what the rules are on the sidewalk here. Are we? Yeah, I'm not trying to. These guys are just hawking right now. I definitely don't want to get too close. We get snatched up. So, but so like I said, this is most likely the local PD. So, so it's not, they're not the what you call it, the county, out of county folks. This is local. So, so I got a bunch of salt in my eyes, guys. But, oh, that's the municipal building right there. Okay. Sorry, they were just hawking, just parked on me right there. They did not like me walking down there. I don't know. So this is actual Elizabeth City Police right here. Like you said, those are the ones down making the announcements over there. This is a municipal building right here. And there's definitely a police presence around the entirety of the building. That was a trip. They were not. There was some parked underneath that bank. If you saw it down there underneath that bank, pull through. And immediately they all got out of their trucks when they saw me walking down there. And I don't know. I think did they say it was just people in the street or like I'm not sure. Let me ask these press folks over here if they know what's up. Because if I can get down there and talk to them, I'd like to. But real quick, you guys know you've been out here, caught you guys online. How's it work out? Is it just the sidewalks trying to sequester folks too, or is it?
If you're doing media, they really haven't all day media or anything. Right.
Listen to this.
Right.
Everybody's gonna come together.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd like to go down and try to catch a couple of statements from them, but I'm not. They didn't seem too happy when I walked down there. They're all kind of came out the whole.
Yeah, they're
looking all right.
Yeah, just, you know, you see you with a nice setup, you know, they ain't gonna.
This is
well, you know
the most minimalized, like get ready to get smashed setup.
Media, they're not gonna.
The officers are nice to us. The prisoners are nice to us. They just hate
Sure.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The agitation.
We just kind of walk back and forth. Everybody messes with it. Roll down the bridge. Just
Right.
kind of, you know.
Okay, good deal. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So far, Rosie.
Watch the famous last words. If you guys see me getting gaffled up down here, I'm pointing back this way. They're daring me. Like, yeah, go ahead, walk on down there, talk to them. Let's see what happens. I'm the bait. I'll find out what happens here. No, we're good. We're good. Let me see if I can't talk to one of the officers down here about the curfew. Good evening, gentlemen. Is there a liaison officer or someone that we could talk to, like for the press? I was just curious about the curfew, and do you mind being on camera? First off, I want to ask.
Yes.
Do you mind? Okay.
You said you had a question.
Yes. The curfew in effect, is it just maintaining the sidewalks? Because I heard it earlier that just staying out of the streets. How is that working out exactly?
It says curfew.
Okay.
Everybody off.
Gotcha.
So mobile field force has been moving everybody even on sidewalks.
Okay.
So only thing to tell you is I told her safe place to be is on private property. You have permission to be on. That's
Gotcha.
the safe place to be.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. We're gonna keep that in mind. We're gonna go ahead and I think that right now it looks like so that was a gentleman who's been doing the announcements, but oh shoot. Okay, here we go. And here they come. So we're gonna I'm gonna watch that. Okay, so yeah, you guys saw you might want to share the stream out because now they're coming down with their riot cops. So you guys saw the riot police down there. You can hear them marching too. I'm gonna go grab make sure I got my gear so that I don't end up getting snagged up. Or having any of my stuff smashed on or anything. But that was a lot. I mean, you guys, did you see the number of officers they had back there? That was no joke. And again, there's probably only
This is the Elizabeth City Police Department.
30 people
You're
here.
in violation of the 8 p.m. curfew. You must leave the area immediately.
We got a whole bunch of them coming. You see that?
Yes.
You'll be arrested. North Carolina
Here.
General Statute.
Yeah,
Under
here they
North
come.
Carolina General Statute. Sitting alive is prohibited.
Y'all remember last night they were fucking up
Here we go. I want to share the stream out, y'all. What I got? No.
I bet not. Hey, they probably said yeah.
Grab my mask here. I'm not really stressing going. I'm not really worried about having the gas mask on just yet, but come back here. Come back somewhere walking. You drop the phone right there. Yeah, man. Got you, bud. No worries. So they formulated their line right there. Formed their line. Curfew started at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we are an hour and a half into curfew. Yeah, so this is all sheriff's department here. This is what I'm seeing in front of them. The shields, obviously, that's going to be not local, or it could be the local sheriff's department. But from what I've heard, they had up to 10 different departments involved in the push last night. So, yeah, share the stream out, y'all. You've got your less lethals over here. Your impact rounds over on that side. Those orange colored shotguns you see, those are going to be impact rounds as well, sandbags and rubber bullets, which suck. I'm going to tell you right now, they do not feel good getting shot by those bad boys. Behind that, you've got, trying to see what else they got. They do have the pepper rounds right there next to the gentleman with the 40 mil. To the right of him is going to be your shotgun with the sandbags. Again, shitty situation getting hit by those bad boys. I got a collection of them at the house. I took one in the clavicle and I thought broke my neck at one point. Not fun. Behind them is even an equal group to this group. If you can see over the top there, they've got jump out van. It looks like kind of like their control vehicle or a paddy wagon of some type. And at least two more lines.
I'm with you. Jump out. Don't fight. Jump out. Don't
This is what we heard last night.
Move back to Riot Cruiser here. Could you roll on Dante's live? What pack are you on, Dante?
Don't look for my name. Room 37.
So there you go. There's the rooftop again.
You are violating the Constitution. Get a new job. Become a firefighter. Become a landscaper. Mow my fucking lawn, bitch.
Big shout out fire department. Man, that guy looks like he's straight out of a video game, man. Look at that cat.
No one thinks you're cool.
That looks like a straight action figure.
Go home! Play Call of Duty! You're a fucking freak! Move back! Move back!
So what the officer said was the best thing you can do is either get off the streets or get on private property with permission. Now, they don't know if anyone gave you permission to be on private property. So that's the other inclusion, that if you do step on a private property and say you have your permissions, they're going to have to talk to the building owner or the property owner to find out.
It's always necessary. We got murdered a black man. Is it necessary, officers? This is not necessary. We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, I'm curious over here if they're going to move. So they got a lot of press over here, a lot of media vans. So this line, they're stretching this out. They said arrest team. So he's saying arrest team, hold tight is what this gentleman over here said. This guy over here was saying the arrest team is hold tight. And so what will happen in these situations is they issue targeted arrests. They'll go ahead and pick someone out of the crowd or somebody. There's not really, I mean, as you can see, not really a crowd here. But they will single people out, and then they've got behind this shield line here, they've got an arrest squad, arrest team as they call it, that are lined up. You can see them. They're kind of like the mobile units or whatever. Seattle, you see a lot of the police cop or the bike police up front. Then they have a secondary line behind that'll come out and issue those targeted arrests. And so that's what he was talking about over here was one of the, I don't know where their arrest team is. Sometimes they say that just kind of as an intimidation factor, kind of like they're all arrest teams is what he's saying. Are they running? Are they actually on the sprint? You don't see that in a lot of places, man. I know Portland, they were doing it down there. That's true. That's true. They said private property. They said if you're on private property, you're good. That is a lot. They got 2 buses in the back, you guys. If you can't see that in the very back there, I don't know if they're with a backup of more officers. But that is a large show of force for such a small group. I mean, there can't be more. What would you say is here right now? 25 people? Yeah, and then you've got all the way down these side streets.
They got a medical bus. They talking about tear gas and today.
Jeez, man. I mean, I've been in much larger protest situations with a much smaller crowds or much smaller police presence, which is wild. But yeah, if you guys will share that stream out, I appreciate you. But even the news squads here are kind of like waiting it out. They're kind of gridlocked in here, so they can't get out either. I don't know if this is just the new hold line, which is interesting because they're in front of the public safety building, like you said, where the sheriff held up. No, they're just, I think honestly, they're giving this press over here a chance to leave, is what it seems like. Because they held up right when these folks were like, all right, we're getting in our vans and their rental cars, and they're kind of peeling out. But I mean, you got how many? A couple hundred at least. I mean, two. I'd give at least. What do you think? 200? What do you think the number is there? It's super hard to count.
We have a broken down car. No, I got it. We have a broken down car. Can I just ask somebody a question real quick? I don't know who said that.
That's the.
I can't hear. Don't press it. Shut up. I can't hear.
It's interesting. They're having like the long distance like negotiation about the vehicle. He said, for the rest of you, I need the rest of you to go ahead and leave, is what he just said. There they go. He was asking the police if they were going to tow the vehicle that broke down, the one we saw overheating. He just was wanting to get a guarantee from the police that they weren't going to impound that vehicle. Damn, that's a lot of police. A screenshot, please. Get a screenshot here real quick.
I have sensory issues.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut your shot for a second.
I will sue.
They're pointing at somebody. They're trying to get somebody. No, watch the right. They're trying to get somebody on the right.
If I can get a screenshot real quick, y'all. Let me slide here real fast. You good? Right there, y'all. Go ahead and grab that. Appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know if they had somebody that they're just focusing down a dark alley over there, make sure there's no one. I mean, not that I would assume that there's anybody like laying in wait, but if you guys share the stream, if you would please get on here, like, share, support. Appreciate it. But as you can see, that's a huge sign of force, and there's not that many people out here. I mean, it's a lot of, there's a couple hundred. I'd say, like, a lot of them fell back a little bit back over here, but I mean, no real way to talk to them either. So. You gotta wonder what they're up to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was someone's clothes or. You guys, I mean, if I need to explain it out here, what I'm out here to do is be the eyes and ears of what's happening in the streets out here and, in the city right now, in Elizabeth City. That's what I'm doing. People keep asking what I am and who I am. Gotcha. I'm moving, just, not front to back. I've got more of a lateral motion in my steps. That's kind of my gig.
We don't like you. Get out of my city. Go home. Go home. Outside entertainers. Outside entertainers. Go home. Outside entertainers. What's your name, Black Bottom Matter? And I got you. Hey, we just need some justice. And then we get the peace. When we get the justice, we won't be no peace.
They already know that.
When we get the justice, we won't be no peace.
They already know that.
Yeah. Y'all need to stop it. Y'all dirty motherfuckers talk. We just need some justice. And when we get the justice, y'all will get the peace. Let's go. That's all we need. We need justice.
That's all. That's all.
We need justice. We don't want no problem.
Crazy man.
It's just, I'm amazed with the sign of force that I'm seeing here for this such a small group.
They already know. They already know.
Go home. Go home. You don't live here. You don't live here. You don't live here. Go home. Grandma misses you.
If you're on Facebook watching this, you're watching CJ TV. This is this face for CJ TV. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Behind us here, you got a pretty large police line, a couple hundred at least, that are out here for a group of no more than 30 people. I mean, that runs deep. You look on the other side over there. They got a couple buses in the background. They've got an aid vehicle. They've got a control vehicle. I mean, it's on each end of the street. They've still got, patrol cars down here. They got patrol cars down there. Talking about this dude right here.
What's your name? What's your name? We need to bail you out. What's your name? What's your name?
Getting dragged behind the
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What is your name?
Appreciate y'all being a part of the stream here, helping make this happen.
Darius, what? Darius forward. Look at the comments, y'all. Darius is about to get arrested. Darius forward. Do not resist, Darius. Do not resist, Darius. Do not resist, Darius. Give him your hand. Give him your hand.
You're good.
Give him your I got his name. Y'all put it in the comments. Darius forward. Darius forward.
They got dudes down there on quads that are kind of stirring it up.
It was Darius.
Here we go. He said that's the way it's going then. You don't hear that too often. Dude said that's the way it's going then. Sorry, but you get to a situation where they've been saying it for a couple hours now. To leave now, or you'll get arrested. And at some point, the kind of like the sting of the statement is lost on the crowd. But it's no less true because we have seen 2 arrests now in the last couple minutes. And you can see they're nervous about everything. They're showcasing like these windows up here. Like, I'm assuming that some of these people have got to be pretty like especially trained. I did see SWAT vehicles. So, because they're looking out for, I mean, there's a window top up there, like a window up in the top there, open window. They were shining lights on that. They're paying attention to like every little detail. They found some bags, some backpacks that were behind the building in an alley, behind some garbage cans, and they took those. This is where you might see a situation where as long as these cars don't gridlock each other in, they'll be all right. But you can see on the far side over there, you see the blues blinking in the distance. So they're doing they're on the peripherals following as well.
This is an open air prison. We are in a totalitarian state. We do not live in democracy anymore. And this is how you know when you see the police who are paid to protect and serve show up to beat you, to use less than lethal chemical weapons that are illegal in war, but they use them on us. So yes, I'm out here to dog people. I also work with the ACLU of North Carolina, and I'm a legal observer, observing the behavior of people to make sure that they're not violating people's constitutional rights.
So this has been now, I mean, my time is on Pacific, but right now we're at 9:49, which puts us at almost 2 hours past curfew at this point. So I'm trying to get behind, if I can see behind. Yes, you can see, there you go. You can kind of, I'm going to zoom in on that, see if you guys can see behind that line right there. You see all the support vehicles behind the police line here, of which there's 2 buses, a Sprinter van, like one of those jump out vans, another control van, 2 of them. And I mean, I don't even know how many like squad cars or whatnot. I mean, I saw at least 6 or 7 when I went down there and asked about the curfew earlier. And again, I appreciate y'all helping make this possible. So this is one of those de-escalation standoff situations where they're saying, you know, when it comes down to it, like, who should leave first? And I've heard some people say, like, you know, they keep saying that you guys aren't even from here. Like, we live here. This is our city. These are our streets. We don't need to go home. We live here. Like, and they kept saying, like, you guys go home. You know, go back to whatever county you came in from. But man, it is. I mean, it's an impressive sign of force. The sheer number of police they have out here for this small group. What's he about to throw? Oh, it was a water bottle. Thought he was about to huck something at this car.
Anybody else, everybody get the feet out, everybody knows about it. Right now, we don't get no feet from nobody, oh, that's understandable. We know the time, everything y'all got, it's understandable. But if it's going on too long, somebody needs to go ahead and put it up, something out there, and that'll stop a whole bunch. If that dancers that go home, well, my leg's good. I got too much here out here in front of my house, my old lady, and my neighbors. My neighbors that I care about. You're my neighborhood now. This is halfway my street, and you're around my business. All this right here is not necessary. Ain't nobody hurt nobody, ain't nobody armed, everybody doing nothing. We've been here, we've been hurt for so long. I lost my brother 3 years ago. That case hasn't got solved, but that's not the action. Something needs to get like something needs to get done. But this right here is unnecessary. If they wanted to tear it down, they would have done it a long time ago. The first day, they'd have tore this motherfucker up. And then we would have but right now, it's family people, it's family, children, and y'all gonna go base and stuff out there and all this tear gas out in front of people with families still got children. Tell them, man. Come on now, right here in that room, people are doing shit with children. Come on now, because y'all got children, everybody got a family. Nobody's really trying to harm nobody, but somebody harm somebody else's family. But they don't even give a fuck. All we're trying to do is be peaceful. Do what we gotta do, just ask for the justice for the stuff to get it over with. So every time y'all come by my house. I'm back in town now. And I don't want this, but same time, but my lady said, I'm gonna step back.
Yeah, see, that's what I was wondering about. You got vehicles that are kind of swooping around on the far side over here on the creep. That's how people end up getting kettled in. The kettle is where you got a police line formed on the front and they kind of close the door on you. You know, think about it like that. You know, they end up swinging the door shut and you end up caught behind a police line or sandwiched in there. But yeah, you can see there's a pretty large police line over on this side as well. I'm just gonna have to keep my feet about me just in case. We're good. We're good. They don't like me being over here. All right. Take it easy. We're good. Oh, shit. All right. See what's happening here. Man, these mosquitoes are crazy, you guys. North Carolina's got pterodactyls. They don't got mosquitoes. Eesh. So the issue is my car is parked way behind that police line, so I'm stuck anyway. He said in about 2 seconds you're going to be arrested. You got the 2-second warning. What did he say to you? Huh? What did he say to you about arresting you? I saw that. Did he say anything about press? I mean, you're credentialed up. I see that. Yeah, he knows who you are. Okay. Sure.
So this is your community. How do you feel about this?
Okay. legitimate question. What's the deal with the sheriff? Or what's his name? Is it Dalton? What's his name? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the guys.
Sure who that is.
We see you. We hate you.
Yeah, I got you. It's fine.
We see them zip ties in your hand.
Hey, what would you do for $1? You heard me?
Hey, yo, they're coming from the side, yo.
You a fucking cold, bro.
They're coming, yo.
Don't black ass out here. That's the weird ass shit.
See, they're going after that news channel right now.
Fucking cool.
Bitch. I'm gonna fuck you. I'm gonna fuck you.